Do you expect more of the same chaos, or is it going to be a much more one-sided affair?
This one feels like it should be in the favor of ECSTATIC. We spoke in the pre-game that Dust 2 was an important win for UNGENTIUM just because of how good ECSTATIC have been on Vertigo. We mentioned that in the opening series against Falcons, they almost took them down. It was a 16-13 affair with Falcons taking the win there. UNGENTIUM, maybe a different beast on Vertigo than Falcons. We'll see. ECSTATIC on this T side, making their way towards A. Not an unusual sight on Vertigo.
It's going to be quick as well. Sydney deploying the flashbang. Lots of these players are grouped up, though, towards the tarpaulin, and Bialy gets removed by Cabbi. Good start for this T side, but there's a lot more defenders here. Cabbi has caught a glimpse of a few of these players. It's completely going to town with the USP. Sydney is all that remains, but Breezer will trade out his fallen teammate, and Queenix even audaciously finds one through the smoke. That's a quick pistol for ECSTATIC.
A quick series of kills. Bialy falling in short just causes chaos for the defense. You can see Cabbi, he just manages to crawl up and gets a kill almost for free. 3 nice ones from Cabbi. Even the very final kill through the smoke was a lovely way to close it out. And off the back of that one, UNGENTIUM didn't get a great deal of damage done. They're going to fully eco into this one. Save a P250 in the hands of GruBy. Mankz removes Prism early on, and they're just going to accelerate off this towards the B site. Very little contest, although there's that P250 getting a dink.
I mean, it's calculated. There are a few dinks in the fray. Sydney looking to try and capitalise upon the damage his teammates have done already. This should just be a quick move in towards the bomb site. Breezer to secure that kill, and all members of ECSTATIC staying alive, moving as a unit to dispatch of these pistols. But the caveat of saving is the fact that UNGENTIUM get the rifles out that little bit earlier.
And they are going to have significantly better weaponry, really. It's just the single AK for Cabbi. That second round investment had a bit of utility behind it. There's 3 Galils and a Mac 10, so the 5 M4s are going to be the better buy, although there are 2 players without head armor. The utility is light for the CTs. That's the trade-off of bringing the rifles through. This time it's a little bit slower from ECSTATIC. They have posted quite a few players up, and as I say, they are going to start accelerating, making their way through. Cabbi finds the intro onto Prism. To accelerate further, utility being deployed actually slows him down a little bit, but it forces him to hold this angle that GruBy peeks directly into.
And look at this mid flank from Kraghen. Molotov flushes Bialy back straight into his crosshair. 5 versus 2. As he does find one on the way out, but immediately traded out. 1 versus 2 now. This could be a little bit more doable. However, there's no kit. Not too much HP on Sydney. So, for a round that looked very clean from ECSTATIC, that was a 5 versus 3 to then fall kind of out of their favour a little bit by the fact that they lose 3 players. Is not a warning sign, but it's a little bit unfortunate. It still will be that round on the board. What I like from ECSTATIC and what we've seen throughout the series just in general is how almost definitive their call-in has been. So when it's towards that B bomb site, everyone moves as a unit, everyone tries to make sure their trade spacing is perfect, and it just comes out in their favour. We did see it on Dust 2 with those B executes time and time again. We now have seen consecutive rounds towards the B bomb site. Is this a trend? Do they just like B?
They like to go against the trend. Normally the B site on most maps, in fact, I think Ancient is the only exception. B site is normally the less popular destination. Often can be anchored by a single player with a close rotator. It is a difficult site to take on Vertigo, on Dust 2, a difficult site to retake for the same reasons. I see ECSTATIC favouring path less travelled.
Cool little triple boost.
Oh yeah, this is cool. Sydney, he's going to get a kill for free. And because of the silence M4, I mean, he could have even potentially stayed up there. Although, I imagine they probably would have worked that one out pretty quickly that he had to be boosted somewhere.
Well, Massey's going to hear all of this. His Deagle. Chime, not quite. Cabby will remove. 7 and 2 right now, but GruBy has recovered an AK at the very least, so...
Yali's still here as well. Look, he's up close and personal and towards short. Could get a kill here under Kraghen, and now things get weird. Rifle can be recovered, the man advantage as well. Mankz quick to trade it out. Breezer finds Sydney too. So as things started to get a little bit slippery, they do claw it back. Should be in a good position unless GruBy can do something incredible with the AK.
Prism upgrades to a rifle. But then gets spammed out through the wall. And it is that AK that needs to try and save now. So it does get a little bit tentative. Bialy and a couple of the other pistols getting a few kills here and there, which makes you start believing in that comeback that potentially could come in UNGENTIUM's favour. But still, regardless, you take a couple of rifles out of ECSTATIC's hands, you save one over. Considering this was an eco with one save rifle, it's not the worst thing to happen in this round for UNGENTIUM. Regardless, it will still be a flawless start for ECSTATIC on this T side of Vertigo.
Yeah, good start. See the money starting to build up as well. Mankz sitting there with 9.9k, although that might diminish if he decides to drop a teammate. Queenix and Kraghen not quite so fortunate with their bank balances, but still ECSTATIC going to be in a good position for the coming rounds. Whereas for UNGENTIUM, they're currently in this limbo where it's one buy, one eco half buy. They do have the AWP out this time, although Breezer has one of his own as well. So we'll see how this duel comes to head on Vertigo. Pretty even on Dust 2 between the two authors.
Thinking about peeking, just holding for aggression instead. ECSTATIC set their sights towards B. This boost, QueenX catches out the player at default. That's a great kill to find. And they're just going to accelerate off the back of it. Flashes to try and support. GruBy will trade out at the very least and goes for second by the cherry towards QueenX. Not quite going to go in his favour. 4 versus 4 on B.
I'll make that a 4 versus 3. Mankz does remove GruBy eventually. He's looking for that fight, and when he finds it, it's not the fight he was hoping for. Yet to go down, and there is no utility for the T's, so they just have to go for these engagements. Phoenix has now found another, and through the smoke gets 2. All now onto Maddie with the AWP. Two of these players are quite low, Mankz in particular limping. Breezer has got the angle drilled down, and Maddie looking at that money, he just wants to hold on to the AWP for the follow-up. There's potentially even an investment there that they can consider.
I liked the grenades in from UNGENTIUM because Mankz had the bomb as well, and it was confirmed damage that he was brought down low, but he moved perfectly out the way, even through the bomb on the bomb site to get to safer passage. It's just well worked. It's just one pick coming in, and ECSTATIC just hit the accelerator. All of them grouping, as we've previously mentioned. And it's just too much for UNGENTIUM to handle, especially when that many T players just completely swarm that bomb site. 5-0, looking dynamic. And for UNGENTIUM, look, a shadow of their former self here, comparatively to Dust 2.
You're not seeing that fight they showed us yet. A lot of energy went into the tail end of that prior map. ECSTATIC continue their momentum. Again, the AWP will potentially to come to a head. So Maddie's actually over towards the B site, holding that one solo. It has been a bit of a trouble, so no reason not to put the AWP there. And GruBy in towards mid, doubles up alongside Prism. Deals with this aggression and comes ahead with the man advantage. First time, I think, we've seen UNGENTIUM get this advantage without an immediate response from ECSTATIC.
Molotov's pressuring towards B. Keeps Prism interested and anchored over. Breezer does spot out a A glimpse of Bialy will remove him as well. That's an incredible shot to find through the tarpaulin. 3 versus 3. And ECSTATIC got their sights set on A.
Huge amount of pressure on Sydney now. Up into a sandbags. Oh, what a shot from Breezer. The quick scope. Unbelievable reactions. With him falling, it's now just Prism over towards the site. Utility being cycled. ECSTATIC getting ready to make their way through. Utility thrown out. Prism still standing strong on the site. Maddie hasn't rotated over yet with his AWP, but ECSTATIC still haven't got that bomb down. Now with the smoke deployed, utility can be thrown through, so doing a bit of damage. Good spam, doesn't quite connect. There is a chance here for UNGENTIUM.
Yeah, there is, especially with kills coming in just like that. QueenX versus 2 has an idea of where the AWP is towards headshot and pre-fires him perfectly. Matty removed, AWP recovered for Breezer, and round back in ECSTATIC's favour. Each member right now with this roster is just stepping up when it matters most, and they're just completely shutting UNGENTIUM down.
A great clutch from QueenX. Almost looked like they'd thrown that advantage away, but he was able to save the day. But, I mean, that round, I think, really comes off that double from Breezer, though. Finds that opening onto Bialy, which enables him to start to scale forward. And that quick shot onto the player at Sandbags in Sydney was huge to find. And, oh, even holding for this push. ECSTATIC punishing. This is strong lean towards A, which is where they do have a lot of pressure. So this round still has legs to it for UNGENTIUM.
It does, especially if they drop that bomb. And everyone looks to be grouping towards this side of the map. It's another boost. Prism tucking his head down. Even dropping over the utility. Cabby has to be careful. Oh, that's a great start. Ruby removed immediately, but are they going to be ready for the remainder of UNGENTIUM? Utility dropped on in. That boost has been dismantled. Prism's relocated.
And now, even if they are going into the stack side, the numbers advantage and the weaponry advantage will be enough. Prism, the only one left with the M4. Oh, he is able to get through and get 2 kills. Makes them look pretty flashy towards the end. At least get some damage done. But not really going to make a dent in the finances of ECSTATIC, who now have 7 consecutive rounds, Brandon.
It was good discipline as well, because they held for these re-aggressive pushes in with flashbangs. It's very tight angles to contend with, but ECSTATIC have got the superior weaponry, so the AKs will win out over the pistols. Now's the time for UNGENTIUM. Back out on the guns. Matty has elected to have an AWP instead of utility. This needs to come in, and it needs to be impactful from UNGENTIUM.
Matty's looking for it. Pressing forward. Oh. Molotov clips the edge of the fence. Doesn't go the way of QueenX. Does keep 2 players interested towards the B side. And this is a very committed position from Bialy. There's no escaping where he is at the moment. He might catch it coming on Breezer, but he's been fast. Hits the leg. Can't quite do it. Even clips through the edge of the wall. So Bialy, he gets away with more health than he might have otherwise. That committed position ends up paying dividends. Now they can just fall back with once again finding this man advantage.
It was Bialy that was doing heroics on Dust too. Now he needs to try and step up for his team. That's a good opener to find. So much utility being deployed by UNGENTIUM towards B. They're so worried about this potential hit because of the pushes towards A ramp. But ECSTATIC are trying to work their way back in. Matty is here in hot pursuit. Spots out Cabby. That's a good adjustment. Man advantage favouring UNGENTIUM even further.
Oh, this spam from Sydney is brutal. Does find 1 kill. Matty doesn't quite hit the shot. Scopes away a little too soon, but well, he recovers with a lovely double, even looking to get this final kill in the round. Easy as you like it. Kill feed is all Matty.
Yeah, really good shots. You can see why he elected to buy the AWP over the utility, because he can just do stuff like that. It's taken him 8 rounds. But UNGENTIUM finally post one back on the board. But there's so much money in the ECSTATIC camp, and the question now for UNGENTIUM is, You need to try and survive winning these rounds on the board with a lot of players alive to build up that bank, because so far it's really not there.
Yeah, it feels like a foregone conclusion that ECSTATIC will be taking this half, considering they just need one more round to do it. The question for UNGENTIUM is, how many can they get? How much can they stem this bleeding? They need to have a healthy number going into that T half, particularly against a team that's so well honed on Vertigo like ECSTATIC. We talk about it being a fairly new lineup, but even the players like Breezer, he comes from Australia's Talent where they love Vertigo. It's not like this is a new map that these players are playing on. It's one that they're all quite comfortable on. You can see why they've picked into it. Such a strong start here on the T side.
Yeah, came close against the Falcons on it. And it was actually the T half that they struggled with. ECSTATIC on that one. They only posted 5 against the Falcons. So 7, it's already healthy, especially with only 9 rounds of play. From UNGENTIUM, it's just trying to take these man advantages back in. Acceleration potentially towards middle. Mankz thought about it. Would have been rewarded because that player certainly would have been blind.
Once again, we've got the same setup. Bialy on the advanced position and Maddie sitting back as a smoke as a one-way here. Although it's a little narrow, so we can't peek out too far behind it. Just covers him from sandbags, and he's in fact going to peek further. Gets the leg onto Breezer, but not able to finish the job. And Incendiary not going to do much other than slow down any further aggression. No opener, but damage done.
Nice little reposition from Bialy as well. Was getting aggressive, but has now fallen back. He's still taking a more advanced line. But it enables GruBy to remain on this B bomb site. Matty's even rotated all the way over to try and support him. This is a good setup, but can it be undone by ECSTATIC?
The only players on this side of the map as well. 2 in mid and 1 deep. 2 in B, 1 on mid. Now they're going to be pushing through. Bialy fully blinded, sitting behind this smoke. He's hearing all of this, but can't see a single thing. And now he's going to swing out, doubles up Bialy. Huge amount of impact, but his teammate has gone down. That's opened up an avenue onto the site. The rotations start to come through, but not before that bomb can be planted. He's burning alive though, so he's going to get it down, but just gets away. Cabbi saves him by removing GruBy.
Sydney and Prism. I've got to try and deal with this. Prism is on the flank. So that could be needed because Sydney's taking the scalps off all of the ECSTATIC players. And Kraghen has got no idea that there's a player behind him, but he does check at the last possible moment. 1 versus 1. Sydney, he's just going to try and stick the bomb. Gets off it temporarily and wins out the gunfight. There's enough time with the kit. And UNGENTIUM get back-to-back rounds.
Oh, what a hero play from Sydney. It was a 3 versus 3, and he finds all 3. Those first 2 kills were precision clearing of those angles. ECSTATIC felt like they had all the advantages once the bomb went down. It was a 2 versus 3. Even with that flank coming through, it wasn't even really needed in the end. Sydney did it all. UNGENTIUM get their second. But it's still a long road ahead. Because ECSTATIC still have the investment, and that loss bonus starts to kick in, so a lot of these rounds are going to be buys of Maddie. Okay, it does open it up again. He's been finding so much success towards ramp.
He's quick with it. I like this contact push back in. And in fact, it goes 2 for 1 in favour of ECSTATIC. Can deploy these smokes, but don't really need to commit to the bomb site. 3 versus 3. It looks like they might do it. Matty is here, laying up towards headshot. Which is why these smokes are being deployed as well. Molotov to flush him back, but he spots Kraghen on his way out.
They had to be ready for Matty just because he hadn't gone down in those kills coming onto the site. Bomb is going to be making its way through. Queenix is going to be planning that one. Some counter utility deployed, so it's going to tickle him down, and Matty is ready as he's flushed out. Easy kill, all on Mankz. Sole defender on the T's in this post plant, but has found GruBy. And Matty's low. So a lot of now focus on towards Prism. Mankz runs back as if he's going to clear it, but then repositions. He's got low HP, and while the timing isn't there, Prism, that flank comes through, and UNGENTIUM get another round.
And that's the first time we've actually seen ECSTATIC throw those cross smokes in towards A. You know, the typical ones that land just on the outer edges of the bomb site to allow a safe passage into it. Previously, they've been throwing the deep one that lands in towards elevator. And I don't mind that approach because it gives them a lot more space to work with. But where Matty is just exploiting the space being given over, because it works both ways with that sniper, ECSTATIC need a reaction change. And their quick hits in towards B, they were quite potent before, and maybe that could be the response.
Well, it doesn't look like it's going to be at least at the start of this round. And they're leaning 3 players over here to test these smokes. This time they're actually fighting a little bit more than prior because they don't have that AWP from Breezer to sort of sit back at bottom ramp waiting for a pick. They want to fight for it. We're fighting straight into the claws of 3 CTs. Mankz just rolls out and Sydney is holding for it. We're going for a boost, but it's not even needed.
Yeah, ECSTATIC are quite close up ramp already. Breezer trying to be supported with the flashbangs. Does find Sydney. But there's another defender here towards short. I'm not sure ECSTATIC are aware of this. Bomb planted, and all the kills are just coming through the smoke. Bialy and Matty combine. Suddenly, it gets a little bit more interesting because CSGO has found another kill. 1 versus 2. It should be another UNGENTIUM retake, but CSGO is looking to try and ruin their plans. Good kill in the side. It's a perfect reposition, but Prism trying to fake this one out. CSGO is so low. And will be spotted. Prism lives with 6 points of health. UNGENTIUM get 4 rounds in a row.
Oh, CSGO almost played that one perfectly. Didn't come up clutch a few times in this series already. Not quite able to pull it off there. Comes down to the wire, but as mentioned, UNGENTIUM now starting to get a bit of momentum. Momentium.
No, it's just gonna
Not
sit
ecstatic
there.
with that one.
3 for 3. Matty can't find an opener immediately into round number 12. The buys are getting weaker for ECSTATIC. Economy still pretty honest for UNGENTIUM. These rounds have been very close despite UNGENTIUM winning them.
I like this from CSGO though. He's repeating his success from earlier, just walking up, although Matty tucked in is not spotted. The kills come back and forth, and this has been the case in all of these side takes, it feels. Always even trading. 3v3 situations. Very common. This time ECSTATIC, they aren't going to over-egg it. They're not continuing to aggress towards B. GruBy has, and now he has the info. The B is not finished, at least not upstairs.
No, but Matty's been spotted out towards middle. Bialy can now try and rotate in. They're not ready for his position towards elevator, and they completely line up. Multi-kill in mid. Nets UNGENTIUM the 5th round in a row. And finally, that economy is starting to show cracks in it for ECSTATIC. That Breezer can get an AEK, but he wouldn't have utility. It should be a partial investment.
Tell you what, Bialy is really starting to step up. He goes 1 for 7.
Yeah.
At an early stage. Now he's up 9-11. Getting very close. Evening up his scoreline. Second on his team. Behind Matty with the AWP, who is having a huge amount of impact. Huge with a capital H. This time they've actually forced into this, and Mankz is gonna find the opener, but it is expensive, it is costly. For his health points, but he can juggle that AK over to one of his teammates.
Oh. Matty nearly catches out Kraghen. ECSTATIC reset back towards A. There is the juggle. Cabby gets a gift. CSGO finds Prism getting an aggressive all the way over towards B. And all the kills are actually fall in favour until Matty with the spray runs out of bullets. But ECSTATIC are looking to relocate. They want to group as a unit. Rather than going back towards B, they're going to go through middle. And Matty's kind of expecting this.
He's been loud about it, though. He could have just rotated over. Instead makes it sound like he's rotating and then falls back. GruBy does spot Queenix, and now he's starting to rotate and attention to end. Oh, here's such a low HP players, but Breezer, close and personal, does find that kill. Bomb can be planted, smoke deployed. Matty has to pull off the 1 versus 2. No kit either, so he can't be slow. Well, he has collected one in mid, so he has a little bit to work with, but Kraghen, tucked in, removes him and gets static up to 8.
Yeah, that was an around the world strategy from ECSTATIC, because you got kills coming in towards B, there was kills in at A ramp, and UNGENTIUM didn't really know where to rotate. So by ECSTATIC being so dynamic, just moving around the map constantly, and it's that consistent factor of them grouping up even when they're low HP. That's not very nice. But low HP, making sure the trade spacing is effective, is what gets them the round again. And UNGENTIUM's defenses are split in half. However, not in this one. 5 towards A with the pistols.
It's not the first time they've run a stack towards A when the economy's low, so ECSTATIC should at least have some indication that that could be a potential. So last time they had an M4 behind it too. ECSTATIC, they know the sitch. They're slow clearing mid as a unit. It's the one player in Cabbi over towards A, just jumping around. Doesn't mean that the stack stays in place. I like the stack. It's kind of fun. 2 boosted players in very differing positions.
Yeah, I rate it.
We're not gonna see it do anything fun.
No.
Because in a couple of seconds they're gonna dismantle it. And as that bomb gets planted.
Maybe they try and run Cabbi down with the AK? No? Yes. Maybe. Yeah, they're going to try it. Okay. Alright, good luck.
They should be able to do this. Cabbi is holding perfectly for it. The damage, oh, they line up. Cabbi adding his stats with a triple. Kraghen removes Matty. GruBy. Yeah. Not really doing too much.
No.
You might be able to find Cabbi here.
No, not quite.
Can't. That's 4K.
Yeah, he's playing well. You get rid of those ecos out of the equation, it's still 18 to 10. Very good performance. Good to see Breezer up there as well. In fact, the orcs on both sides of the server are having a success. Matty has been incredibly potent with his sniper too. Won't have it in this one. Finances just can't quite afford it. Sydney will eventually collect the smoke and can smoke towards ramp, but it's going to be very late. That might be costly because ECSTATIC are going to go quite fast off the back of this.
Yeah, look at this stack there. 4 players on the A side.
Oh, double boost.
Ooh, this is fun. He's going to get this kill. Oh no, he slipped! Sydney, no! Oh, it's a disaster. Matty does swing out and find a kill, but is traded immediately. It was a freebie in the palm of his hands, and he lets it slip. Breezer is traded out. GruBy looking for more. Even in fact drops the bomb. So they are recovering this disaster, and they're recovering it in style. GruBy gets 3. And it has to be Queenix to come up clutch. Has found one. Oh, they on side's making noise, allowing Bialy to slip past. And UNGENTIUM, they do get 6, taking us to a 6-9 half.
Yeah, and we're going to see how this second half transpires. Can UNGENTIUM bounce back? We'll find out after a very short break.
just earned my 30-day chip. Catches my eye every time I pass by the old house I used to get my fix. It turned me into a maniac and it turned me inside out. But I can't stay away from the wrong side of town. Third shift job in the factory, I stay mostly to myself. Lately it seems I ain't got ambition for much else. But when the week is done and payday comes, you can try to slow me down. But I keep going back to the wrong side of town. Good luck picking me up. Save your prayers, I'll let you down. I can't stay away from the wrong side of town. On the overpass is a lady in rags sitting down by the railroad tracks. She's warning me of the judgment day to come. Still small voice trying to turn me back, but I quickly snuffed it out. It don't belong here on the wrong side of town. Good luck picking me up. Save your prayers, I'll let you down. I can't stay away from the wrong side of town. And I can hear the full moon calling out. You can run, but not forever.
And welcome back, everyone, after a fairly strong start from ECSTATIC, a 7-0 start. And UNGENTIUM, they were able to claw back the 9-6 scoreline you see in front of you. Was ECSTATIC's map picking out on the CT side. Question is, can they take this series 2-0?
All begins with the pistol. 4 players start towards A for ECSTATIC. And again, team are creeping the bomb forward over towards middle. Sydney has spotted out a jumping player. This Molotov could be well placed. Because Queenix is currently jiggling the position. Sydney just trying to creep so close. Try and get one of these kills off guard, or at least find out how many players are here. Overrun by the sheer numbers. But that's going to make UNGENTIUM go all the way into the B bomb site. But they're not ready for Queenix. That's the bomb dropped. And that means the rotations can come over.
Buckley finds 1 kill there is huge. So much pressure on him in that position. If he doesn't find a kill there, the retake becomes incredibly difficult. But now there's a chance. They have the player advantage. Oh, and Kraghen even finds Bialy. Now they have to be wary of this position. But Prism! Those taps are criminal. 2 huge ones. Mankz responds with one of his own. Even spots the player in Maddie. Taps the bomb to try and bait him out. Swings out wide. The dig comes through, but not enough to get the kill. And now he's looking to finish the job, and he does it. Almost jumps over, and he should have just enough time to get this defuse off.
Yeah, just about. That's close, though. You've got a really good pistol round coming into the fold, and the most important kill of that round, you've already highlighted it, is Queenix just finding 1 tucked in. So that makes that retake all the more doable. Prism, though, incredible couple of taps coming in towards the backside of the bomb site. The ECSTATIC will come out victorious just about by the skin of their teeth. Will fully upgrade, as will UNGENTIUM. They force in with Galils.
Yeah, Prison almost did enough there. Fantastic 1v1 from Mankz to close it out. Gibby gets dinked by the Glock at long range. Looks like it's all over at that stage, but just catches the retreating player. An exciting pistol round to kick things off, and ECSTATIC continue on their CT side how they did on the T side. Picking up that pistol. They were able to get off that fantastic string of rounds. This time, as you mentioned, UNGENTIUM looking to deny it. Fully invested, but they didn't have a single piece of utility left.
Yeah, they didn't actually have any at all. It's just
Right.
firepower.
Okay, well, on the other side, it's actually a similar situation. There's just 3 flashbangs.
I like this position from Cabbi, though. Oh, it's really good. From UNGENTIUM, they double swing the angle perfectly. Matty even catches out Manx. Man advantage with this T side as they look to push over towards A. Rotations need to come through thick and fast, but I think Sydney has spotted out this player towards the default site.
Alert coming through as well. And that could be the nail in the coffin. GruBy making his way through mid now as Matty accelerates up, but he might not even be needed as all the defenders are falling. Kraghen not even going to be able to escape this one. GruBy has him easily in his sights. Hold the line, get a kill for free. And UNGENTIUM, off the false investment with no utility, get it over in a fairly clean fashion.
Yeah, really impressive. Just swinging out as a unit, getting rid of Cabbi, making sure they don't take the 1v1 gunfights. Nicely done. Reinvestment back in. However, it doesn't look as healthy on the ECSTATIC side of things. It's just going to be 5.7's armor. Couple of deagles thrown in the mix here and there. 5.7, I think, is a really underrated gun. Up close and personal, that thing's a beast.
Yeah, so is a CZ though. I guess they're very different in terms of their use cases. So similar to the M4, you could almost different ones depending on the map. So there are not many situations outside of second rounds that you end up with that particular firearm. And it's looking like remnants of Dust 2, where the latter stages of the map tended to be these back and forth. This one will be the reset for the CTs though.
That's cool. We've seen that one-way deployed 4B thrown 2 different styles in this game so far. CSGO showing us our second lineup of the day. UNGENTIUM. Oh. Flub a little bit of a nade. Yeah, that's not quite. Oh, earning alive though, that's been heard.
Yeah, I was surprised to go for the spam there. The nade does connect. Cabbi not feeling too healthy, but can deploy the smoke to slow things down. Look at the CTs. They have rotated all 5 players to the A site, and it's the perfect call. All the Ts are here, and they're about to make their way through. The flank will come through eventually, but it's a long way out. There's a chance here for the CTs to steal this one away. GruBy has to get this bomb down. The clock's ticking, the flash comes through, and they push out, but they are mowed down. A couple of seconds is all it takes. And that full investment from ECSTATIC is thrown out the window.
Cool little idea from ECSTATIC. They know that if they flash this and they cause chaos with so little time left on the clock, if that bomb gets dropped, there's no chance for UNGENTIUM to potentially plant it. However, there's simply just so many Ts on the other side of those smokes, and they completely churn them up. USPs, that's all they can afford. So it should be an UNGENTIUM knife, and you could be looking at another close game. Nothing too much doing. 1 kill in the process. But at least that one was done quite quickly. Not waiting around our ECSTATIC. They want to get straight back on this gun round.
Alright. That one goes as expected. Still no AWP out on the CT side, but we do see Maddie bringing out his now on the T side. He had a lot of impact with the AWP in the first half. I'll repeat that here. We get flashed off the angle. Not uncommon to see the AWP sort of left and towards ramp. Queenix, a little bit of info, drops a nade. The utility being thrown back and forth. No commitment yet. Maddie is keeping at least 3 CTs interested towards A.
Yeah, this could be a bit of a change of pace. ECSTMankz normally slow things down. That flashbang catches out Queenix. Kraghen gets traded out immediately. B bomb site belongs to UNGENTIUM, dropping the last remaining pieces of their utility. In fact, they've got so much of it to burn. 3 versus 5 economy isn't there, and ECSTATIC need to save. That's going to be the 10th round conceded for UNGENTIUM. We're going to have an even playing field here.
You wouldn't believe this was a 7-0 start. ECSTATIC. They look like they were just going to come in and steamroll UNGENTIUM, but as soon as they got into the swing of things, story changed. It's just been flipped. UNGENTIUM now looking like they have all the momentum with them. I'm going to make that joke again. It's a one and done. But at least ECSTATIC keep 3 rifles alive, so they can invest into the follow-up. Still no signs of an AWP anytime soon.
Just looking at the utility just being juggled, just so when it finally settles, we can figure out what they're working with. Kraghen can definitely invest some money in as well. There we go. So, all things considered, that's a really good buy. I'm just saving those 3 rifles. Means ECSTATIC got a lot to work with. Maybe try and take aggressive stances towards some areas of the map. That's what Cabbi is looking to do towards short. And for Queenix, he doesn't want to get overwhelmed. GruBy is worried about this push, and he's right to as well. Kraghen's removed.
I wonder if he had a sound cue, whether it's just being very methodical in the clearing. That's a tough angle to be ready for. UNGENTIUM find the opening kill. Not committed anywhere quite yet, and now ECSTATIC, they're scratching their heads. They're unsure about where this is heading. Bomb collected. Does look like B. At the moment, it's got a very passive setup because ECSTATIC are taking control towards lower ramps. This should give them a bit of a heads up that B is the destination. That utility, that's going to single it. Because I'm making his way up. Only the sole defender here, and Queenix is removed, so the bomb site completely open. Bomb can go in, and once again it'll be ECSTATIC, most likely saving.
Yeah, you can't go for this again. Just reinvested all the money in by purchasing your utility. UNGENTIUM are just playing so disciplined right now. They're waiting for ECSTATIC to make the mistakes. We saw it immediately with GruBy finding hills in towards ladder. This time, he's trying to get up the saving players. Mankz will trade at the very least, so 2 rifles shall potentially remain. Although UNGENTIUM, now they've got some money behind them, it might be a better idea to try and hunt this.
I mean, at this stage of the game, any damage you can do to cripple that economy is huge. They keep these 2 alive. They've still got a reasonable investment into the next, because Kraghen does have 4.3k. They can drop across 2 rifles to the others. Kraghen can buy himself, and they get another opportunity. These opportunities are starting to dwindle. UNGENTIUM have taken the lead for the first time on Vertigo. And it's a commanding lead. It feels like, despite how close this scoreline is, all with UNGENTIUM at the moment, this T side has looked fantastic.
Yeah, what they're doing is they're controlling the tempo of the game. And ECSTATIC aren't really playing their own game. Cabbi trying to get so aggressive just on the outskirts of this smoke. He's been brought down low already. Dropping a grenade. The spam doesn't do as quite enough damage as he would have probably hoped towards Sydney. Meanwhile, Prism's trying to keep the interest on B. It's another one of these rounds where ECSTMankz have control because ECSTATIC aren't really rotating.
From an ECSTATIC have actually bolstered the defense towards B. Perhaps expecting a repeat. But not the case. Yali, he's going to find the opener onto Cabbi. Following that, a little bit of an off-handle. Mankz does find one in return, and sitting out wide, Yali doubles up. He doesn't looking to stop. He's pushing for more. Kraghen, though, receives him and removes him. Stays alive as well, keeping it in the 3 versus 3. Breezer here with a supporting utility. Bomb is going to make its way through. Maddie brought down low. There's a chance here for ECSTATIC, the best they've had so far. Great utility to prevent this bomb from being planted, but the smoke is going to provide cover.
Oh, that spam does remove that bomb planter. Matty has been brought low, but he is on an AWP. There are flashes available to ECSTATIC. They will deploy them as well. Kraghen has spotted out GruBy, and the AWP reveals its location. Bomb is just going to be stuck. Breezer playing bodyguard and will dispatch of the AWPer. It's a way back in for ECSTATIC as they bounce back immediately, and they don't let ECSTMankz get any more than 1 round in their favour.
It's a good round from ECSTATIC. There was a lot of potential for things to go wrong. Sort of we're mentioning that they had this strong lean towards the B site, and that was as the A hit came through. The fact that those 2 defenders on site were able to get the trades, Bialy gets fantastic entries. The big kill is the one that Kraghen finds onto Bialy, and he stays alive, falls back, waits for the rotators to come through. And that's a 3 versus 3. They delay the bomb going down and set themselves up for a successful retake. Now Breezer, gets the tag onto Maddie, but it's not enough to finish the job.
Good damage. It's control of ramp at the very least. It really dissuades ECSTMankz and Matty from really peeking back in. So they're going to set their sights towards B. 4 players already grouping over here for this T side. GruBy looking to cause a little bit of chaos towards A. Deploy some utility. Keep ECSTATIC interested. Meanwhile, a barrage of utility is going to land all near Queenix. Good for the first. Needs to try and stay alive. Wait for his teammates, but Prism with the immediate trade.
It's a second as well. Kraghen swings out. GruBy finds Breezer. A lot of pressure now on Cabbi as the sole defender on the site, and he goes down after 1. Mankz, the only one left, does find the mid lurk, and Maddie was legged from earlier. That should be known damage because it was onto the AWP player. Mankz is considering giving this a look in. Has a smoke and a kit. Has the pieces to work with. Got Sydney towards the double boxes. He's jiggling around and he hits the headshot. ECSTMankz. They go into the site with the 3 defenders, but they come out ahead.
Another one of these weird scenarios where ECSTATIC can reinvest in, but should they reinvest in? That's what this pause is potentially for, and if I'm being honest, you let ECSTMankz go to 13 here. You let your finances take a little bit of a break. You save for a round. And then Breezer could be on an AWP.
Yeah, I think that's been something that's been missing, right? Breezer, we've only seen him with that AWP, I think maybe twice. Last round, he obviously got that leg. But he's an important part of this puzzle, and the fact that he's not had his hands on that sniper rifle, that's allowed ECSTMankz to maybe go for some of these more contact-heavy plays without being punished. They are going to invest into it, so they make the decision. They did something similar in the tail end of Dust 2, and it did pan out for them. See if they can repeat their success here on Vertigo.
The issue you got is when they did that last time, ECSTM's economy was also on breaking point. That's not the case right now. Queenix, gets dinged through the wall. That's heartbreaking. A lot of damage already onto his head top. In fact, Kraghen's going to get removed. Sydney deals with the mid lurk. And it's all falling apart for ECSTATIC, and ECSTMankz look prized and ready to take 13.
Mankz has something to say about it, though. 2 of these players are very low, and he's going to swing out but can't quite get the kill onto Prism. If he finds that kill, there's potential for this round. Instead, it's just Cabbi and a 1 versus 3 bomb yet to be planted. He has such little utility to work with that can't even throw in any HEs or anything to try and get a sneaky kill. Instead, has to clutch onto this M4 so he has something into the follow-up. This is going to be 13. ECSTATIC, they are not going to be in a great position to contest the follow-up.
Yeah, this T-side's been really good from UNGENTIUM. There's been a little bit of a conditioning set towards A ramp at the start of the half. And then dropping utility keeps ECSTATIC interested. And then when they go and aggress towards this B bomb site, they aren't prepared for it. There's simply too little defenders in position. And it's catching the CTs out time and time again. That's the weakness. And UNGENTIUM look fully intent to keep exploiting it.
Well, on the A stream, Bad News Eagles were able to close out that second map in OT. 19-17, which means they took that series 2-0.
ECSTATIC are forced again. It does make sense with the loss bonus. But at the same time, the kills keep falling in UNGENTIUM's favour. MP9 on Breezer can't contend with Sydney's AK-47. And suddenly, this round is a 4 versus 2 in favour of UNGENTIUM.
Difficult for ECSTATIC to find a way into this. Although, that might be it. 2 FAMAS kills make it 3. Manx makes it sing, gets himself an AK as well. Puts Sydney now into this 1 versus 2. And Queenix is on this long flank. So, they have cleared out one position. Should be known that he has to come in from mid. Chance on this force spy to steal things back. Manx looking for a 4th kill. Clearing through. Sydney jiggles the angle and Manx holds it. The spray is perfect. 4 in the round. Saves the day for ECSTATIC.
That's ridiculous. 3 kills on the FAMAS from that position. He was so far in the open as well. It's the last thing UNGENTIUM expected. And it claws 1 round back for ECSTATIC. 13-12. UNGENTIUM, we've spoken about it already. Plenty of money. Will rebuy in. And now the buy for ECSTATIC looks pretty good.
So UNGENTIUM, just courtesy of all those rounds that they were getting, still have plenty to invest. In fact, they'll be in a good position for still a couple of rounds yet to come. Still an uphill battle for ECSTATIC. The best position they've been in for a little. Breezer wanting that AWP. Not have many opportunities to hold on to it. And again, ECSTATIC, they do like to hold this 3-player lean towards the B site. They just watch in towards window. Slow run from UNGENTIUM.
Oh. 2 players drop on Prism's head. So that's an opener for ECSTATIC. We haven't seen a man up in favour of the CT side for quite some time. And Manx is getting aggressive in amongst all the chaos. I don't think Bialy's going to be ready for this one.
Rotations coming through as well. Clearing out mid, and Manx, the smoke fades, gets that kill into Bialy. Can't quite get the one onto Maddie, but does do damage. Cabbi is there to finish the job. GruBy looking for the trade, but can't quite hit it. That elevated position from Cabbi, a bit too difficult to clear. Sydney now all on his shoulders. 1 versus 4. 2 players are low. There's simply too many.
Yes, in that round, UNGENTIUM's wound the clock down again. They've got no real control in any area of the map because ECSTATIC have been proactive. Flashed the way down, got the opener towards B. UNGENTIUM, no control in towards middle. 30 seconds left, need to get going, and guess who's there? Manx, so aggressive, up close and personal in those smokes. Pause being called. I'd imagine this is an UNGENTIUM one off the back of losing consecutive.
Finally, that big pool of money than UNGENTIUM had. It's starting to show cracks. They'll still have the investment into this one, but reset on the cards at such a critical time in this series.
Just confirmation it was UNGENTIUM's pause as well.
Makes sense.
All right. Round 27. We're going the distance here once again.
Bye.
Oh.
Decided they want to keep money for the follow-up, so
Yeah.
they've got this kind of chunky half buy. Only Bialy has the full investment. Prism also has an AK, but has kept some extra cash, so don't really have all the tools to work with here. And mid is the plan. The MAC-10 can lead the charge, so there is certainly an opportunity to catch them off guard this round.
It's going to be a quick mid to B split. Running through the fire and the flames, though. In fact, Prism gets burnt alive, but the kills have been found on the B bomb site regardless. Breezer has rotated in. Now he's burning alive. Everyone's on fire in round 27. Mankz trying to capitalize, go through this smoke with his teammate Cabbi. The advantage is it's actually in UNGENTIUM's favor as Sydney will plant the bomb.
It's messy, but they do get it down. Recovered AKs as well. Smoke and a flash to work with for these two CTs. GruBy low. Mankz is looking for it. Has to clear all these angles. GruBy drops off. It's going to expose himself, and Mankz can't quite adjust. GruBy finds the kill despite the low HP. Cabbi is there with the response. All on Bialy now. 1 versus 1 to get a swing out at the perfect opportunity. A clean headshot. 3 in the round for Bialy. And UNGENTIUM off the back of the half investment get the round.
Just a change of pace. ECSTATIC not ready for it, and the Molotovs were absolutely perfect. That deep one to just lock off Breezer's rotation. Yes, he takes one to the grave with him, but it means that ECSTATIC can't push any further forward in towards the bomb site. UNGENTIUM, they're making waves 2 rounds away from potentially seeing us on that ancient decider. And for ECSTATIC, it's going to have to be another investment to try and prevent that from being an eventuality.
They have managed to get the AWP out for Breezer. Bit of rarity. It's good to see him getting his hands on that one. He has to find impact with it. Oh, Kraghen's going to find the opener, using the railing to his advantage as the smoke fades. They even deploy a second smoke, so the B site is on lockdown. And mid is once again where UNGENTIUM are putting a lot of pressure. 3 players in mid currently.
I think they might wanted to go for exactly the same round as they did the prior. But the issue was you've lost the element of Prism now pushing towards the stairs. So when Matty rotates back from A ramp, yeah, they're going to have to relocate. It's going to be A. They're going to work everyone over. GruBy with the utility. Now Breezer has to contend with a few of them. Good for the first. And he drops the bomb. If he stays alive here, that's perfect because Cabbi can then rotate over. The FAMAS is doing all of the damage. GruBy left last alive. He was a player throwing the utility. 1 versus 4.
Might have been enough. GruBy does find Breezer with that nade. And collect the bomb. This would be an ace clutch to pull it off. 20 seconds left, and looking like he just wants to hold on to the AWP, and even that might not be likely. As Queenix is tucked in very close with the MP9. Finds that kill, even picks up the AWP, so they don't have to collect Breezers. That's a fantastic round. A perfect round at the perfect opportunity. Map and series point looming, and UNGENTIUM, they don't have anything to invest into this. Look at the money. The perfect round for ECSTATIC to win. Breezer comes up good, holding with the AWP, gets the kill, repositions. They try and chase him down, and that's where Cabbi swings through with the critical 2-piece. UNGENTIUM, yeah, you can understand why they want to take this pause. They have a big decision to make here, Brandon.
It's one of these scenarios where the money's low for ECSTATIC. Bialy could get an AK-47. Prism could get an SMG. It's not great. He could. GruBy could get one as well. It could be a quick MAC-10 rush somewhere, maybe.
Woohoo. That's the AK. Is it just going to be the hero AK?
So I don't really mind that either, because you're investing a little bit in, but I feel like if you're... He's not going to buy any utility. Okay, so the flashes and the pistols are going to try and set up Bialy here. That's the intention. And just try and keep the economy honest. For ECSTATIC.
This B side, it's been on lock. So after throwing this utility, rather than going for that forward presence that they have been doing, they decide to fall back. Go for something a bit more passive. Perhaps expecting utility to be a little bit, or the buy to be a little bit lighter. Not wanting to be close range in case it is that sort of contact play with the MAC-10s. All eyes on Bialy. Hero AK in hand.
Perfect smoke. Really
As
well
Bialy
timed.
starts to come up. Gonna pick into it. Queenix does find them first on the prism. Falls back. That AK swings out. Does damage. Doesn't finish the kill. Now he does. Bialy gets Kraghen. He's looking for more. Needs to find more. And he can't quite connect it. Does in the end. Runs out of bullets. Has to try and fall back here. He's just fighting them with the Glock at close range. The Breezer is rotated over. And Bialy is removed eventually. Maddie now 1 versus 2. Dispatched of an ECSTATIC get up to map and series point.
Those flashbangs. Those flashbangs were really critical in opening up that bomb site. Bialy tried his best. 2 kills and basically a third with the Glock as well. It will be series point. The buy is looking better than it was. But for UNGENTIUM, they need to stay alive.
ECSTATIC at the tail end of both these maps have been able to find what was needed. That opening pick, that was needed. Breezer. Now he's got his hands on an AWP. His KD, it's looking positive. Making a big difference. Having these full investments. No potential to get a kill back in response either for UNGENTIUM. So now they're working with the man disadvantage. Utility a little bit light as well. Gonna try their luck towards B, but look at the advanced position.
Yeah, both these players, right? Queenix can take first contact, potentially. That's exactly what happens. So they're not going to be ready for Kraghen. It's a complete mow down. It's the beginning of the end. Prism versus 5. An ace clutch to keep UNGENTIUM in the series, but Manx's elevated position will secure it. I'll tell you what a best of 3. ECSTATIC will take it. Yeah.
Down to the wire. I mean, the first we saw in OT, it was incredibly back and forth affair. And once again, it was ECSTATIC in that map, getting it through to the series point and then taking it to OT. And this time around, it looked like their backs were against the wall. It looked like UNGENTIUM had the momentum to take it through and to